Hello, 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 and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. I am your host, Jane Anderson, and this is the Quiet Reset. We are on to now I have to think, episode 4, Preparing for Deep Winter, a season of reflection, rest, and gentle rediscovery. So, welcome today. Um, Honestly, I'm slightly distracted by the whole budget thing going on here in the UK. I'm not going to go into the whole politics of it all. So yeah, please bear with me. I am here to serve today. So let's get cracking. I can feel the winter settling in now. I have gone to the jumper stage in the office. The heating is on, the stove is lit, and especially last week here in the hills of Northumberland when we had a blanket of snow for 3 days. But I'll go into more of that later. Our mornings are darker, the air is sharper. It's that bite in the mornings. Everything seems to be drawing inward. And I'll be honest, I have done a bit of that as well, just being kind to myself. Nature never rushes this part. This season is a season of rediscovery in my eyes. To take time to reflect on the year that you've had. And like everything, I think I maybe mentioned this last week, that even when the trees have lost their leaves, that all they're doing is conserving their energy, and the animals rest. The earth actually rests in the winter. Yet we, as humans, actually, some people are trying harder on the doing, still expect ourselves to keep moving, keep doing. The year end's nearly here. Year end of 2025 is coming to a close in a few weeks' time. How much more money can I make? And we're still expecting ourselves to shine brightly when actually we need to take time to just be still, and yeah, just be. Each year, I'm reminded more so now that it's a moment to actually soften, be kind to yourself, and not strive. Give yourself permission to gather that warmth inside to prepare for the deep winter ahead. Not with a list, not with the goal, but with a sense of kindness towards yourself. And these past few weeks, I have been kind to myself, I'll be honest. And last week, as the snow fell here in the hills, was absolutely gorgeous. Um, Not while it was snowing, obviously, but when the blanket of snow hit the ground, and then we had 2 very frosty days that followed. The sun shone brightly on those days. The ground was crisp, the crunch of that snow, and just the feeling of being at one with nature. Um, I can recall being like out there going, oh my goodness, this is absolutely beautiful. And having the time to spend out there was amazing. And stood and looked at my footprints in the snow, a single track of my footprints. And then not far to my right, I think it maybe was this worn track of where the sheep have all walked together. So many of you who follow me on socials will have seen the post that I put out there of, are you following your own path, or are you like the sheep following each other? And I think the point I'm trying to get across there is, be the black sheep. Do what you want to do. Don't worry what others are thinking. Just do it. If there's that one thing that's just niggling in your mind, just do it. I loved those 3 sunny days out in the snow or whatever it was. I can't really remember. It changed fairly quickly. And it made me realize that it got me thinking about us being unique as people. Just like each and every single snowflake is unique, it has its own design. So is grief. Grief is unique to each and every person. And I've said this many, many times before when I've spoken to you all. There's no one size fits all. Yes, there are examples. Yes, there are diagrams. Yes, there's this person's theory, there's that person's theory. But each person is unique, and each person has to do what is right for them. You can't slot yourself into a process, which is what a lot of people try to do. Oh, I'm at the angry stage, I'm at the denial stage, I'm at the guilt stage. But what people don't realize is you might be at that stage at that particular moment in time. It doesn't mean that further down the line you're going to be back at that point. This is where I get the process. People call it a process, and the process isn't a process means there's an end, and grief doesn't end. We grow so that our grief gets smaller. We move forward, and hands up. This past couple of weeks, I've been in that trick. I want to use the word trigger, but I've been in that point of, oh, really? Here it comes again. It's like another wave of things to deal with, another wave of triggers. Yeah, things happening. Um, and this time of year, I mean, I love this time of year, the dark nights, the stove on, sitting with a book, sitting journaling, whatever, just being cozy. And don't get me wrong, this is what we dreamt of, my husband and myself, Jonathan and me, to be able to do that as a couple. And yes, the grief does come in waves. Some days it's fine, most days it's fine, but then there's just that something, and the wave comes over again. And it's learning how to be aware of these things and grow through it. It's dark at 4:30 with us here in Northumberland at the moment. And I am grateful for the dark nights and the dark mornings. I absolutely love it. Like this morning I went out and the stars were still in the sky. And being able to see those stars last night, it was just coming into the darkening when I took the dogs out, and the stars were bright last night. And just being able to stand and look up at the sky and look at the stars, just spend time doing that. And I know not everybody enjoys this time of year. It is a struggle. It may be a struggle for some people. This is why I'm doing this quiet reset and making people aware of the different things that might actually happen for them. I'm not saying it will. And giving them the tools, giving yourself permission to stop for 5 minutes, pause, look at the stars, just let your mind empty, look at the stars, yeah, and just be. Life is a hamster wheel. I've come to that conclusion. And sometimes we just have to jump off. We have to hibernate, like the squirrels. Not literally, obviously, but it's our chance to recharge and review where we are at and what we want to do. So I know I keep mentioning grief, and a lot of what I'm talking about now with clients is rediscovery and identity. So even for someone who has been on that journey, it still comes in those waves. So be kind to yourself. I have understanding. I know how it's affected me. I know the process. I'm going to have to think of another word for that. I know the journey that I've been on, but I cannot know what each and every person is going through. I can listen and I can reflect back and I can help them through. I can guide. Nobody knows exactly what you're going through. You are the only person that knows how you are feeling. Some people might say they know how you're feeling, but do they really? Don't think so. I've written in the quiet field, which is my um, signature offering that I do here on the farm. I talk about tending your inner fire, your the fire that doesn't have to roar. And I've mentioned this before. It doesn't have to roar, it just needs to be lit. It needs to be a gentle ember, just somewhere ready to spark again. And I think that's what we actually need to get into that understanding that we don't have to be all the time. We can actually just sit. We can still be and do what we need to do, but we don't have to be out there going, here I am all the time. And it's that gentle bit of like self-care, like a warm meal for tea, an early night, a walk wrapped up in your scarf, your hat and your gloves and your big coat on those frosty days, and enjoying 5 minutes of just peace and quiet. And it's reminding your body that actually you're good, you're safe. So when grief or exhaustion kick in, winter can feel like just that extra weight to carry, but it can also be a teacher. Some of the things I've mentioned previously, it can show us how we can rest without any guilt whatsoever. How to listen to ourselves, listen to our limits, listen to where we're at. And like I said, giving ourselves permission to stop. Sometimes endurance looks like stillness, not strength. And all I'm going to say is if you're tired right now, that's okay. You don't have to keep up with everybody else. Like one of the sayings we have here in the UK, don't try to keep up with the Joneses. You do what you need to do. You don't have to prove anything. The quieter months, like the winter months, because that's the subject we're on, I would class the winter months as the quiet months, are an invitation to recalibrate, to trust in yourself and to be true to yourself. And you're allowed to pause. It's you that's saying you can't. So one of the things I spoke about standing and staring at the stars, just try it. Um, you can do it just before you go to bed, just before you go to sleep at night, or go just before you go to bed, sat in your armchair in front of your stove or your heater in your nice, I don't know, warm house, I'm going to say. Just find a comfortable space and either sitting or lying down. Just close your eyes. Bring one hand to your heart and the other to your belly. Breathe slowly in through your mouth. No, not in through your mouth, in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And just notice the warmth beneath your hands, the feeling of that breath as you breathe in under your hands, the feeling of, and the same feeling as you breathe out. That is life continuing, even in your stillness, that life is still here. Just try it. You could do it outside, standing under the stars. Don't necessarily have to close your eyes. You can look at the stars and do some breaths and just realize that you are part of this massive universe that surrounds us. So when the days feel short and the light sacred, remember that everything living is strong and storing energy underground, gathering what it needs to bloom again, like the trees who've lost their leaves. They're not using the energy to feed the leaves. They're just planting their roots, growing their roots under the ground to make them stronger so that they can grow the leaves in the spring, grow the buds, then the leaves. So why don't you do it too? So all I'm saying is this week, choose one small act of kindness for yourself. Maybe it's saying no to a plan that feels just not quite right or heavy. Maybe it's a nice long bath with your candles and a glass of champagne, or even an afternoon nap. I am a big advocate for a nana nap in an afternoon. And people laugh at me when I say, oh, I'm off for my nana nap. It's simply doing what feels right for you without worrying about what other people are going to think and letting that be enough. Kindness is not laziness. It's maintenance. That might be hard to take in for all those busy people out there. But it's how we recharge and it's how we can look after ourselves. So in preparation for the deep winter, because after last week, that's what it felt like. We were going into survival mode, as I do. When the snow comes here in the hills of Northumberland, it's like, oh, must go shopping, must fill the freezer. But let's remember, we don't have to rush the return. We don't have to rush the return of the light. It will come. We know it will. The seasons follow each other. It's a cycle that we're on. It is a hamster wheel. It keeps turning, whether we're on it or not. Our only task, like I mentioned before, is looking after that inner fire inside, that inner fire, the fire that doesn't have to roar. Just keep those little embers burning, and it can all be reignited as and when we are ready to let it. Because rediscovery often starts in the darkness, just before the flame starts to light again, before it sparks brightly. So just remember that. Think of those times when you just want to go, I'm nearly burning, but I'm not quite. Take yourself off for an anana. Recharge. So thank you for listening today, my listeners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is the Journey with Janey podcast, and it's been lovely. But remember, until next time, move slowly, rest deeply, and let yourself be held by the season. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janey podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also remember, there are ways of contacting me through my website on www.journeywithjaney.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call, and all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.